Testing. Tell me how the levels sound before we get started here. I know that music was a little loud at first. Screen. Let's see here. Looks like the screen is looking good. I think we're pretty much ready. So why don't we get started here? Just gotta adjust something here real quick. Oh man, do a 2020 save where you give your avatar a title and go on a reign of terror. Man, that would be diabolical. Alright guys, it looks like we are ready. I just was lowering my own audio a little bit there, but it looks like everything is fine. Good evening to everyone that is up watching this. What we are doing is a backstage episode. We kind of talked about it in the last episode, so if you saw that, you kind of know what we're doing. We don't do this that often, but, you know, every once in a while it's nice to get you guys in here as sort of the, I guess, our unofficial road agents. And we're gonna go through some stuff that we have to do in this save just to kind of get it up to date. We are now the last week of January, so one of the things I want to do is actually, and I think it's gonna be pretty cool, is as we get into January 2021 in this save, I kind of want to do something where we like take the database and we give it away. So is my mic levels okay? I'm just want to double check that. I feel like I'm coming in really low to myself, so I just want to make sure that I'm not, for some reason, not coming in at all. Okay. I might I'm gonna pull up Streamlabs here real quick. I just want to lower that a little bit more. All right. Ah! Oh man, I broke it. We're going real behind the scenes stuff here because that music is way too loud on my headset here. All right, you seem loud to me, but I am mobile. Yeah, I might be loud. Last time someone said I was really quiet, so I'm just gonna move the mic away from me a little bit and tell me if that is better, because it was a little bit close to me. So I think this will be the perfect medium here. So yeah, so we're doing some hiring, some firing, more firing than hiring. We also need to go into some stats and fix some people, and that's where I kind of want to lean on you guys, because I feel like sometimes I overly value certain people, and I want to make sure that I'm not going to go crazy and give values that are like way just different. Are you going to edit some contracts on this stream? I don't know. What kind of contracts? What kind of contracts are you thinking, Xavier? I don't know. So maybe like a Bo Dallas, possibly. Could be possible. But I don't know how many contracts we want to fiddle with too much. We do want to make this a save state. So probably at the end of this, I'm going to probably make a copy of this and then turn it into a database, which I will release on Discord right away, pretty much, and on the next episode that comes out later this week. So if you've been interested in playing sort of where we are in this save and doing it better than I am, which the bar is low, you should be able to go ahead and start that coming soon. AOP would be a good idea. Yeah, we should fire Billy Corgan. No, you can't fire. I am playing Billy Corgan, who is NWA champ. Do you want me to spoil it? I mean, have you not seen the latest episode? So I had a repackaging idea for Bo Dallas, but I would love AOP, like, honestly. But yeah. They look for a database. Cool. So first things first, what we got to do, I think everyone agrees with this. We got to turn Power into a 1 hour show. We could just do taping one at a time is fine. And the other thing I want to get rid of is I think most of our other events, because we need to do now one a week. So we're going to keep Halloween Havoc. We're going to keep Starcade. We're going to keep Into the Fire. But I mean, we could keep all of these, I guess, but we need to fill these out. So I kind of want to get some ideas for good NWA themed pay-per-view names, because we need 12 of them. Joe, you know, I would love to do that, but Jinder Mahal's not going to show up for us. We've tried this. He wanted way too much money. I would love to sign Jinder. Jinder, honestly, if I could sign Jinder, he would be our NWA champion. Brawl for All. Yep. We're I mean, technically, they were all theirs. So here, let's... Mid-Atlantic Mayhem was a fun one that we did, and it was in the Mid-Atlantic, but I don't think we need to do that anymore. Or not necessarily have one specifically for that. Though I did like the name. The Great American Bash, I don't think we need to necessarily do, even though it thematically makes sense. Bunkhouse Stampede. So, would that just be on the road? War of the South. Ooh. We got some options here. We got some interesting ideas. I'm gonna probably just go ahead and... Can we redo schedule? Clear current schedule. I'm gonna wipe them all, and we're gonna redo it to a monthly. So now we got one a week. In really weird Why did it do it this way? What did I do? Why did I do it this way? Coal miner's glove. Global Force Gold. Persona says you should call one Global Force Gold. Man, yeah. Yeah, we should. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna erase this again because I do not like how that did that. Alright. Let's get these events set. So here's what I'm thinking. We gotta have 4 main shows. And they're gonna be like maybe 3.5 or be 4-hour shows. The rest will be like 2-hour shows, right? So they're kind of like B shows that are like minor ones. We're gonna kind of model it a little bit off of how I think Impact's doing it, where they have like maybe like 6 pay-per-views a month, Jesus, 6 pay-per-views a year that are important. I think we're only gonna do 4 that are like the big ones, and then Battle of Atlanta is a great name. High school hallway. All right, we got some good one. I think we're gonna take for sure Battle of Atlanta. I think is a good ass name. That could be like a good almost like a Rumble style. Clash of Champions, I think, is a good classic. I actually like Global Force Gold. Wrestle War, Clash of Champions, Fall Brawl, Starcade. So those are our main 4. I think that's probably right. Referee bump. I mean, does that mean that every match has to have a referee bump in it? Yeah, I think the strong starting 4 is Wrestle War, Clash of Champions, Fall Brawl, and Starcade. So let's get that situated. Those are our 4-hour shows. We're gonna start with and we're gonna do numbered for Starcade. Annual. It's gonna be, they should all be Saturdays or Sundays. What do you guys think? Sundays or Saturdays? Probably Saturdays. Looks like Saturdays are good. We might run into issues with AEW. Great balls of fire. God, you guys. Greg H just had. So we can't have this, but now you make me really want to have it. Roads to Glory would be a great show if we ever got a Rhodes family member on the show. All right, so I think, yeah, and Call Me Oak says Crockett Cup, Into the Fire, and Hard Times would be solid names to keep, and I think we are. I think they're just not going to be the 4-hour events, right? So I think I like Saturday, and I like them always being at the end of the month, so I'm going to keep it that way. I think Starcade needs to be... I feel like Starcade needs to be in August. Mediocre balls of fire. Not gonna lie, says Stephen Toll, I completely forgot you signed Kamanato. Well, don't worry, because he's going away very quickly in this stream. December, August. I think it would make sense to either be August or December. I think I like August. I've always been a fan of like the big series finale being in August. I don't know why. I think it's just, I mean, like December obviously makes sense, but I like the idea of it like being halfway through the year. It should be the culmination of the year's storylines. So do we want that at the end then, or like January, or December? I mean, I guess it would make sense to be in December. We also have to be careful about this week, because whatever we schedule, we're going to have to actually skip December because I don't want to accidentally book ourselves into a pay-per-view we had not planned. November to keep it to pass. I'm gonna set that as November. Starcade. Fill in blah, 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 blah. Okay, we're number 1. It should also be a special set. I'm gonna say, how much do you think, guys, we should spend on Starcade for the set? 50 grand? 100 grand seems unreasonable to be like a freaking tenth of our in total revenue right now. But I could see dropping 50K or 15K. Can Battle of Atlanta be in September? Certainly it can. 15,000. I think 15,000 makes sense. Says NWA The Storm, hosted by Tim Storm, starring Tim Storm Jr. It is the flagship one. I'm leaning between 15 to 50. I'm seeing some more 50s than 15 right now. I'll tentatively set it at 50. We can always drop it down if I remember. If we are in a dire financial situation. Ticket pricing also should be premium. The intent should be normal. It should be a season finale. And we'll say minor band. We'll go a little crazy. We'll even bring a minor celebrity in there. Christmas Clash in December. That would certainly work. I don't think I can go 25. Can 15 or 50. Say 15 this year, since we still got Pillman's contract. That's true. I have a bit of buyer's remorse on that, but after that, 50 for the next show. All right. So I think that looks good. I don't care where it is necessarily. Well, you know, it should be in our home territory, I should say. Really, all of them should be in our southeast territory. April do Clash of Champions. I could see April being a good Clash of Champions one. So we want our 4 big ones to kind of be spread evenly. So November, January, December. Or should Clash be our like August show? I could see that as well. Fall Brawl obviously has to be September. Well, I guess if we're doing November, Fall Brawl has to be kind of September. So let's set that up real quick. Another Fall Brawl. Their annual on Saturday, the 4th of... I guess it would be September or October. Call Me Oak says, I'm ready for the minor band at Starcade being a Smashing Pumpkins reunion. It hurts my soul a little bit to acknowledge the fact that you're probably right, that it would be a minor band. One in Philly called Zone Wars. Oh, man. I don't think we necessarily are going to do anything special here. Other than... And actually, you know, I'm gonna keep it unlocked. We can always decide where it's gonna be, because we might decide that we want it in a different location as we start to branch out. So I think September's good here. It's right in the middle of fall. Bringing Space Hawk for an event. Oh no. All right, this looks good. I'm not gonna do anything. Let's do ticket pricing as premium for this as well. Yeah, we could look up the WCW, NWA names. They didn't have that many great ones. I mean, they had like Chi-Town Rumble, which I think is a bad name. I do like Mid-Atlantic Mayhem. I think we're going to keep that one. But I think that's one that I made. I don't remember. We need we said Clash of Champions. Clash of Champions would be in April. Again, don't really care where it is. So Bash at the Beach was WCW, which I mean technically was NWA, so I don't know. We could do it. Should also probably be premium. All right, so we got September, we got a November, we got an April, and then our last one is gonna have to be July, I think, to kind of have it properly spaced out as our main four. And our last one was whoa man, what was our last one? I know we talked about World War III and Battle of Atlanta, but there's gonna be probably lesser shows. I don't remember what it was now. Super Brawl. Oh. Um I'm going up the list now to remember the final four that we kind of thought of. I think it was Daniel had Wrestle War, Clash of Champions, Fall Brawl, and Starcade. So it's Wrestle War is the one. Says Jarrett is GM, just changed the TNA. Man, could you imagine if he just renamed it? Well, he would name it Global Force Wrestling, honestly, which I could see as a storyline later on. I could see that. Super Brawl Saturday. Yeah, we definitely are going to make sure Super Brawl is out there. Capital Combat is a hell of a name. Hold on to that. I also like Struggle at Sea. I think we got some. You guys are good at this. Let's get Wrestle War in here before we miss these. So our big four. Wrestle War, I think, is going to be yeared. Just to be kind of different. That's going to have to be July, I think. Yeah, Hard Times Into the Fire, we're definitely going to keep. Global Force Saturday night. Capital Combat was a Jim Crockett event, says Punch. Okay, well, that's a great name. I'm a big fan of that. Okay, so we got our big four. Now we need one for every other month, or every month. Are we going to sign David Arquette? I'm not sure he's in the game. But, you know, it would be kind of fun. Wrestle Heart, Battle... So let's get Battle of Atlanta in here. Let's start filling these out. Okay. So, December, I'm going to do it as week 3, and that's just so that we don't trigger it happening this week in the save, because that'd be kind of crazy. Halloween Havoc. Yeah, I mean, Halloween Havoc would be October, right? So I think that's probably a good one to keep. What do we want to do in December? Let's brain trust here. What's December? So it's going to be a 2-hour show. Unless you guys think we could do 3 hours. I don't think we can. I think a 2-hour pay-per-view should be enough for the lesser shows. Capital Punishment. I don't know. I like Capital Combat, though. God damn it. I like that a lot, Coheed. We got NWA seasons beatings. December to Remember. So that was like the ECW one was like December to Dismember, right? I think Seasons Beatings is the winner. All in favor for Seasons Beatings? I like Christmas Clash and Winter Wasteland as well, but Seasons Beatings is amazing. Is really fucking dumb. I love it. We're gonna put Seasons Beatings. Hey, you guys are putting out some great stuff, by the way. So if your name doesn't get picked, it's not because it's bad. It's just because something blew me away with sheer stupidity, and that's definitely in it. For the lessers, we're all going to be in our location of the southeast. We are in the south. Yeah, we're in the southeast. We're in like Atlanta. Okay. January. What is our January show? My friends. NWA Tokyo Dome, instant hundreds. I wish that was a cheat code. January should be Into the Fire. We just did Into the Fire though, so it's gonna be a tough one. Because we just booked it. But we'll do it, and we're just gonna pretend nobody will notice. We're gonna change the name this year, but I think Into the Fire should be in January. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna call it something else. I like this. Genesis, formerly known as Into the Fire. We're just gonna do that for this year as we get past it, and then that's where it's going to situate. The Fire Pillman 6. We're gonna. I think Into the Fire is a great January, so I like that. I think we're gonna keep it there, but I just gonna change the name so we remember. Again, going to be situated in the southeast. Artist formerly known as Into the Fire. It's like a Red wrestler leaves, and they're just like formerly known as this person in all of their signings and agreements. I always find that so kind of humiliating, but. So February or March, the anniversary. We also want to bring Hard Times in, right? What the Undertaker? What's our February here? What's our February looking like? We could go for a Valentine's Day theme. Lethal leap year. When is leap day usually? Craig just says says yes. I don't know whether that was to lethal leap year or something else. Triple Crown. Ooh. Bloody Valentine is pretty good. I like Valentine's Day Massacre as well. I think there already is one of that somewhere. Heartbreak. Also pretty good. Hard Times is definitely staying, but it doesn't necessarily have to be February, right? It could be March or something like that. Love and War, also really good. See what else people coming up with. Wrestle Heart. Ooh. I also want to. I think I want to keep Mid Atlantic Mayhem, as well somewhere. I don't know where, but again, that's a throwaway. It's a lesser event, so it doesn't matter where it is. Cupid's Playground, Bloody Sunday, but it's on Saturday. Oh, speaking of which, I should probably check and make sure. Did I set those to? I did. Okay. I couldn't remember whether I set them to Saturdays. The Heartbreak Kid, Heart Sharpshooter. Oh man, I do like Bloody Valentine. I like Valentine's Day Massacre as well, but it does feel like I feel like it's a was that a WWF era name as well. I like the idea that you could feature CCW guys on the show Mid-Atlantic Mayhem. Yeah, absolutely, Greg. Like, they could totally go up to Philly, right? Slightly less Bloody Sunday. Heart Attack. Oh. NWA. I chew choose you to go one-on-one. Oh, I can't too far. Okay, we can't do that. Hard times. Dude Love the show featuring Dude Love would be fun. I think Bloody Valentine's is probably the best right now. Vicious Valentine. I didn't see that one. That's also pretty good. I like the alliteration. How about My Vicious Valentine? Uncensored September. Yeah, Ralph Wiggum guest host. He'd be the special guest referee the whole time. Wild West, that would be a good one for expansion. And remember, we're not necessarily always going to have these shows. We'll put them dormant, and as new ones or thematic ones pop in, the big four are the ones we're definitely keeping all the time. And other ones can kind of come in and change. I like My Vicious Valentine. I think is a winner. Okay, so we need a March. Red Wedding. Oh, again, that would be a good one for a random show, you know? I think this is the one. I think... how you guys feel March, you think, is Mid-Atlantic Mayhem? I feel like something about March feels right for that. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. But in my heart, it feels right. Punch NWA White Wedding featuring Billy Idol. Leprechaun State Massacre. Crockett Cup for March. Yeah, Crockett Cup, though, I don't know if it's going to be a pay-per-view. I think it's just going to be an event, so I wouldn't necessarily call it the Crockett Cup. Battle for Atlanta could also have... Battle for Atlanta could have anybody. Pie R March, says Ty Hogan, is really good. Mid-Atlantic in March sounds good. What about Spring Stampede is another really good name. We'll see if we could fit them in here. Huh? So March, we got April, we got May. Yeah, I think Spring Stampede is a good-ass May. Even though that's technically the end of spring, right? But, like, I think it works really well. That is going to be back in our home base. It's like the last day of May, but what? Whoa! Coheed says Spring Stampede or Mid-Atlantic Mayhem, but one has to go. Oh man, but why? But why? They aren't necessarily the same. Yeah, By Our March definitely sounds like a PWG event. All right, I'm gonna throw this to the booking council, my friends in the chat. Coheed has raised an objection to having both Spring Stampede and Mid-Atlantic Mayhem. If you guys agree, we will have to pick one, or you can tell him no and veto that opinion. Do we keep both? I see one both can stay. British boot camp, but has to be located in Alabama. So Coheed's objection is that Mid-Atlantic is very small sounding, while Spring Stampede sounds very old. You can't be both. Joe says, hey, Durger, when are you going to get that rap battle between you and Curb Stomp City? I don't know. You'll have to you'll have to coordinate that, I suppose. Canadian Stampede. Yeah, I mean, we don't have a Canada show, but I don't know if that's yet. I think we need to get bigger first. Yeah, Mid-Atlantic does limit us to that region. Spring Stampede could take place anywhere. I am seeing the chat turn. I think Mid-Atlantic Mayhem's going. Okay. You guys made cogent points. I'm fine with letting it go. I like Mid-Atlantic Mayhem, but it's not necessarily needed all the time. Relocate. All right. Seeing more love for Stampede over the other, so we'll keep that. Now we need to move to we need to find a May. What's our May show then? Spring Stampede will be in March. Night of Icons. Don't we have Clash of Champions already? Isn't it the same thing? I did forget to change the region. I'll go back to it. Oh, Hard Times. Yeah, we need a Hard Times. Hard Times needs to go somewhere. Go back to Spring Stampede here. And bring that back to Southeast. For now. Whoops. Why is really just... Okay, so we need a June... We need a June pay-per-view, and we need an August pay-per-view, and we're pretty much set. NWA, he got a bicycle. It's a pretty, I don't hate that. I know that is just Hard Times, the pay-per-view, but I love the idea that every year there's a different subtitle that's a Dusty Rhodes-ism. Summer Showdown. It's a good name. What else we got for June? I want to see some ideas. And they don't always have to be related to the season, obviously. Clash at the Beach. Great American Bash. Or Bash at the Beach. Plunder from Down Under. Summer Staycation. Oh, I mean, this year it actually would be stay-at-home order, but again, that actually sounds a little bit more like a PWG name than anything. NWA Pandemic. Thunderdome. We did the Great American Bash last year, and that definitely is an older one. WWE's using it now, so it's weird, and they have Bash at the Beach again, so it's kind of a weird one. I don't know. It's kind of an odd thing. Heat Wave is actually really good. NWA Raw would be messed up. NWA Shockwave. NWA Into the Fire 2. I kind of like the idea of it being like the beach one or a Great American Bash or something like that. Wet Hot American Summer is actually not that bad, but it doesn't really fit the branding. NWA SmackDown on Fox, says Persona. Great Canadian. Joe actually has a good idea. Not bad. Oh, yeah, we don't have World War III. Joe says if WWE can have a great American bash, NWA can have a great Canadian bash. Um, yeah, but we're probably not going to go to Canada anytime soon. All American Showdown, Rising Tide. We got some good ones. I like this one snuck up on me. NWE Quarantine with a war between the Q and the Reteen is not bad. NWA Block Party, man, it's some good ones. I don't know. I'm really I'm stuck on this one. I don't know what I want for this. There's some really good ones in here. Dan the Man says NWA Great Canadian Bash, but not in Canada. Independence Day. Hmm. I I don't know. Man, I'm really you guys got some good ideas. I just don't know which one I really want to stick with. I mean, now you guys are just memeing. So, Coastal Clash. Oh. I think it's time for the spinner. I'm not bringing the spinner out. I'm gonna make a decision. And I think that decision is, hmm. I think we're going with Heat Wave. I think Heat Wave was the winner. I think it fits the summer theme, but doesn't limit us. It's not one that necessarily is cribbing off of the Bash at the Beach, Clash at the Beach kind of thing. I think that's the winner there. We will be again Southeast for now. It was an ECW pay-per-view, but ECW was technically NWA, so that kind of works out, right? It's funny. It's like you could. It's pretty much the NWA at one point is basically like the Kevin Bacon of wrestling promotions. Anything can be traced back to the NWA. We need Battle. What was it Battle for Atlanta? What was our Atlanta one that everyone liked? That has to be our last one. It has to be in August. I don't remember the name of it now, but someone had a strong one. Battle for Atlanta. War of the South also was a really good one, but I don't know, something about Battle of Atlanta. Oh, we still need October too. Yeah, we'll do this in August. I don't mind that. I think October. I think in my head's already taken because I think it's probably gonna be Halloween Havoc. Everything. Why Atlanta? They're down there, so they're out of the Atlanta, Georgia, area for NWA right now. So it kind of NWA Spooktober. NWA NXT stole the name. We're gonna do Halloween Havoc. It's ours. We're taking it back. Don't care. Oh, wait, that's a TV show. We don't want the TV show. Don't sue us. Yeah. I think that's a winner. Last week of October. We're gonna do a special set for that one, but like a tiny one. All right. So that leaves us with Power, 1 hour Power returning every Thursday on TV, leading into our next pay per view of NWA Genesis, formerly known as Into the Fire, and will become Into the Fire again. Then my Vicious Valentine, then Spring Stampede, Clash of Champions, Hard Times, Heat Wave, Wrestle War, Battle of Atlanta, Fall Brawl, Halloween Havoc, Starcade, and Seasons Beatings. And some of these will probably come in and out. Like I think like Seasons Beatings, even Halloween Havoc, maybe. Like some of them will probably rotate into different names based on storylines. So I think the Power Hour is actually So that's pretty good. I think the 1 hour is going to do well for us. It's going to make it a little bit harder to book stories, but we're just going to have just shorter matches, and I think we'll be fine too. We'll look at it. I think our product is set right too. So actually, if we look at our product, I think we're traditional. TV shows 70% matches, 30% angles, and matches less than 15 minutes will not achieve world-class scores. So, we could do 15-minute matches and be fine. Do another TV show. Yeah, we could. I don't hate the idea of bringing in like an NWA Shockwave or something like that. My only concern right now is financials. So we'll probably run a month and see how we're doing, and if we need to, we could do a B show or something like that. And then have other people on there. Right now, what we're probably going to do is do a lot more pre-matches, like dark matches, and run it that way, and we should be fine. Call it Global Force Wrestling. Yeah. I mean, Jeff's there, so, and he's going to be up to something, so I could see it happening. Yeah, but Daniel comes in here with the hard facts. We gotta trim the fat first. So first of all, we gotta look at. Also, by the way, if you have not seen the last episode and you care about spoilers, turn around now. Because obviously we're gonna probably know who won what and things like that. If you don't care, then whatever. NWA Facebook gaming. No. Okay. We gotta trim the fat. First, we gotta look at the Circle Square tournament. We need to get rid of Thief Ant and Chris Bay from the roster real quick, because they're gone. Pillman Jr. is not even on our roster right now. Thank you very much. He is currently working on developmental in CZW. Chris Bay is gonna go, and did I say Thief Ant has to go? Yep. Just put Chris Bay on CZW. No, we gotta send them all away. We're sending them. They're getting booted out. Anybody didn't win. We picked up too many people in the last tournament, and we're just gonna knock them out. They're going. Some people are just naturally leaving, so that should be fine. Now, who do we still have here? Well, Sheamus is going away. Does anyone know if I release them early, will they be upset? Look at CCW and cut the fat there. Yeah, we should. Oh yeah, we got to get rid of New Shield. New Shield has to go. All a New Shield is going. I mean, John Silver's great, but to keep Tetsuya and no, we're not. So I mean, here's the thing. Like, hard rule, I am not keeping anybody from the tournament that didn't win, because we did that last time. We added a bunch of people. They could always Lance NWA is on the roster. He's on the roster because he was in the tournament and he lost at some point, and we just haven't gotten rid of him yet. So anybody that lost, they gotta go, unfortunately. Tetsuya Endo actually has not lost yet. Actually, I should say before we throw him out. So unfortunately, we gotta get rid of people. So King Mo, Jervis, Tetsuya, and Effie stay for now, as well as Chris Brooks and Zachary Wentz. Everybody else is up for grabs. RJ City should be gone. Does anybody know if releasing someone a day early will upset them? I mean, I don't really care. We'll test it with Sheamus. I'm just curious if they'll be upset or not. I don't think so. I'm not sure if they are in a relationship or not in the game. Effie, I think I already negotiated an extra. You're already in negotiations. So the people that are still in the contracts are still in negotiations. We got to get rid of them, though, the ones that are not. Lance NOI is in here. He was just here for the tournament, so he should also get tossed out. Maybe it's time to close Tim Storm down. Yeah, I don't know. Let's get this cleaned up first, and then we'll talk about it. Lance has to go because he is done. TC Navarro is done because he lost his match. Natty is leaving, right? TJP, aka Jeff Jarrett, is gone. I think. I should double check that. I'm pretty sure he got knocked out of the tournament, right? I should probably look at this first. Yeah, okay. Question from I'm the Best. If they lost the tournament, does that rule them out from coming back in the future? No. It just means that they're not getting hired from this batch. There's nothing preventing them from getting hired at a later point. Just prevents them from getting a contract now. Jake Lee, I think, was someone from the tournament that that's got to go. So I want to clear these out first, so we're looking at the correct roster here. Also, members of all of the New Shield are former tournament people, so they all gotta go. Where is... Yeah, I think, Call Me Oak, you're asking the right question. But first, let's clear up who's actually on this roster so far, and then we'll move into the next phase here. Effie, I think, still has a match left. If someone does not mind, just because I hate keeping on flipping, can someone write down who is still in the tournament? I believe it's Tetsuya Endo and Effie, King Mo, Jervis, Chris Brooks, and Zachary Wentz. Someone could just write that in the chat real quick for me. That way I can just reference it so I don't accidentally get rid of them real quick. Crack open an old one. I mean, New Shield had a great run. They had a hell of a fun run. And they did what they needed to do, which was allow Ace Austin to beat their ass out of the company. All right. Anybody else on here from the tournament? TJP. Thank you, Steven. What was the other tournament match? That was the Big Rig Memorial that we had. All right, see you, Joe. Mark Sherman. Was Mark Sherman on the tournament? I don't even remember him in it. We should end that. Mr. Anderson. I don't even remember Mark Sherman being on. Yeah, I don't think he was, but we can get rid of him. It's fine. Yeah, Brody. Brody's still in the game in a weird way that I'm not happy with because he is... we couldn't actually remove him. I may change his name in the save to something generic and lower his stats just so and we might do that now because I just don't want him around. All right, so I think we got rid of everybody. We just have to remember not to get rid of that. Where is Mark Sherman? Get out of here. 30 for show. Still too much. Okay. I think that's everybody. He was to be a jobber, and he's pretty much done at this point. Okay, here's what we're gonna look at first. Let's look at the contracts. We're gonna go by pay. The embarrassment of paying $17,000 a month. I really should have just let him go, honestly, and just moved on with it. But it's fine. Mike Bailey. Did I? Oh, yeah. Okay. So, we could start... We could start in the women's division. If we want to take a look at it. So... We need a Hall of Fame induction. We do have to get rid of Crazy Mary, actually, also, just because she is leaving in a day. Wow! Whoa! Whoa! Man, that's some heat there. Damn. Eli Drake coming out hard on that. Let's look at... Okay. To the women's division. women's division's kind of our problem in that it's not really doing much for us. LA Knight. So I feel like I missed the story at LA Knight. Is Eli Drake now in WWE as LA Knight? Is that what's going on with this? Because I feel like I missed the story, and if that's the case, that's really upsetting. No one else makes more than 150 in the division. Yeah, nobody's making money in here at all. I like Thunder Rosa. I think we just need to change her stats. Eli Drake is now LA Knight. What a fucking waste of talent to be stuck with that dumb name. I don't know if Thunder is turning yet. Oh man, that's so depressing. I am the best. You showed up at a takeover pre-show. All right. So who do we? Allison Danger is technically not in our women's division. She's a road agent, so she doesn't count. All right, Gaff. Yeah, don't bring it up, Persona. Yes, I'm bad at making names too. So, question is though, is it better or worse than his old name, Slate Randall? I don't know. I think I might like Slate Randall a little bit better. Okay, so you guys seem to want to get rid of some people in here. Who you want to cut? We could send Willow back to CZW to develop. Thunder, I want to keep. I'm fine with getting rid of Skylar. Nicole and Madison are our best wrestlers, but are kind of underutilized in terms of our storylines. Marty Bell is pretty bad all around, and I think we can get rid of her. So, oh man, Greg's got keep Kay, Kimberly, Bell, Rosa, dump the rest. I don't know, this better way to do this is probably, let's go by female, by wrestler. Okay. So Thunder we're keeping. Can Marty talk? No. Marty Bell sucks all around. And unfortunately, I just don't know her well enough to really to really give her stats. She has a potentially up to 71 charisma, but not really. We've never had her have success on a microphone. We've tried to make her a manager. It did not work well. A lot of people say Marty can just straight go. I think Marty can go. I think let's just get rid of Marty. I feel like we've benched her to the point where she's pissed off. She's got a bad attitude now because there's just no work for her. Goodbye. Nicole Matthews is a good worker, as is Madison Eagles. Do we have any other women that we can call up? We could certainly take a look at that. Allison Kay, a former NWA champion, has pretty atrocious stats all around, except for her basics. Bianca can get the hell out of there as this Persona. Let's look at CCW after we get rid of who we got. I think Allison Kay's got to go. Keep Allison, maybe make her a gatekeeper. All right, so we got one fire her, one keeper. Kohi says Allison is better than her stats say. Only $60, not bad. I think I'm hearing keeper. Is this a person that we feel comfortable maybe tweaking in the stats later? Okay, I'm seeing keep. I think we need to maybe tweak her, but I don't know her stats. So if someone has those or feels like they have a good idea where they should be, we can deal with it. Okay. Ashley Vox was originally one of our like pet projects in 2016, but in the newer save has not shown that potential at all. Do we want to keep Ashley Vox and tweak her stats to make her better, or do we want to get rid of her, or do we want to send her to CZW? Keep Ashley. We need baby faces badly. I'm going to be right back. I just need to grab something to drink. Because I forgot. My mouth is getting parched. So while you guys discuss that, I will, I'm just going to swing it over to this screen. I'm hiding. What is the decision on Ashley Vox? Let go? Send down the developmental? Keep and tweak, says OJ. Well, while you guys discuss that, keep. We got one says keep Vox and send her down to CZW. You could also get rid of Skylar and send Kira down to CZW. Call a few women. I like that plan. Let's send Skylar down to. Oh, we can also send her to Sendai. I forgot we have Sendai. What the hell? Why did we forget that? Do we want to send her to Sendai or CZW? You send her on a whole 1-year excursion. Though CZW is a developmental, so I think she'll develop faster if she goes to developmental. I don't remember what the difference is. Companies. Does anyone remember what the difference? I mean, you know what we could do too. Send her on an excursion. Let's go into our relationships real quick and talk to Sendai about also us offering to accept their developmental, I think. Oh, we already have an agreement to accept workers from another company. So you cannot have that twice, unfortunately. Should primarily for Japanese companies. All right. I don't know what the difference really is. I don't know if it'll really matter. Either way, it gets them out of our hands. So we're going to send Skylar to CCW for a developmental. Oh, she already works here. Well, we're going to have to send her away. In the meantime, we'll send Vox over here on a one-year excursion. I don't have any interest in being sent away. That's something for younger wrestlers. I'm already 26 years old. Well, then go to CZW. Propose I take your workers. Oh, okay. I thought I did that, but propose agreement not to sign from each other, offer accept each other, offer accept workers on excursion. That they are not large enough to be sending workers out on excursion at the moment. And then we cannot take their developmental, nor can we accept their developmental, because we have a developmental deal, I believe, with AEW already, which is we have agreed to take their developmental workers, which I think is a better deal. And CZW has agreed to accept developmental workers from us. So we could end that and send it to Sendai instead. But personally, I think there's more use out of having CZW, a Western regular style company, training the majority of our wrestlers and just a all women's one. And apparently we can only do one developmental deal, as far as I can tell here. Right, propose that they accept developmental workers is you cannot take this action as you have an agreement to accept developmental workers. A company cannot both send and receive developmental workers. All right. So Skylar's already at CCW, so we can just. She was hired there just like a while ago, so we can just release her. Maybe request an exchange between NWA. We could. Skylar could, but she's gone now. It's fine. She's not worth it. Bianca has wonderful pure Harisu skill, but that's not what we want. We need a brawler, or an aerial, or something. We could just get rid of her. She's got hella potential. I mean, obviously our scouting is way... You can't both have developmental and be developmental. I mean, sure you can. You can... You're constantly feeding down the line. I'm going to send her to CCW. She's only got 2 years experience. She's a young lion. We don't want her to... She's going to do very well on an excursion, but do we want her for pure Risu? Well, let's send her out there. Would not cost us anything, and she would come back. So that's actually... I think that's the advantage of excursion. She'll learn by being over there, but then she'll come back, but we don't have to pay her. Right, Persona's got it. NXT UK is essentially developmental for a developmental. Kiera Hogan has been a very underwhelming. Some of that might be stat-wise. We could send her down to developmental. She's not very expensive, and I think there would be some benefit there. We could also let her go. What are your thoughts? OG just says fire her. Joe loves her, so that makes me kind of want to get rid of her. Send her back to Impact. I think we're just going to release her. Well, we got one person says develop. What else we got? And now we have some. It's no longer unanimous now. Anybody else have an opinion? Right now it's 2-1 for firing. Her brawling is great. Well, no, her brawling is potentially great. It's somewhere between 44 to 74. She could be good to developmental. Let's send her to developmental. She's not that expensive. She'll take it, and then maybe she'll learn. Okay. That gives us Allison Kay, who we want to develop in some capacity. Kimberly, who we're keeping, who I think is maybe slightly understated, but not by much. Madison Eagles. What are we thinking about Madison Eagles? Got one keep. Keep strong. Keep. How old is she? She's 36. So older. I think we keep her. Isn't she the best wrestler in the division? I think she is. I think Nicole is the slightly weaker one of the two. Nicole, what are we feeling? Do we send her down? Daniel says those could be the heel women. They could square up with the dudes. I like keeping both of them. They are our tag team still. Thought Crimes, and Nicole is definitely the weaker of the two. But I think both of them pretty good. I think Madison Eagles probably has a championship run as a heel for us. Thunder Rosa we're gonna keep. She just needs to be completely changed. Willow Nightingale, I think. Did we say we're gonna keep her? Get rid of her? Okay, so see if we could trade Nicole for someone in Sendai. Yeah, that's a good idea. Of just maybe exchanging them at some point for some wrestlers. Using her as currency for our Joshi company that we have. Keep, but send a developmental. She's got a hell of potential in brawling. Like all around, I don't know why she performs so poorly. It might be that respect and the reputation needs to be built. We got a very mixed view here. She got 5 years of experience. Get some Joshis. We could definitely bring some Joshis in. I think we keep Willow for now. Send her down and have her build her up in CZW, says Daniel. Yeah, I'm kind of 50-50 on having her being developed here or being developed in CZW. let's send her down for now. Yeah, compared to everyone else, she is decent. She is, but she never gave us any, like, hold on. Can we see her last matches? She got low. She actually, her popularity is not horrible. But her match history has. Well, let's look at her match history. 44s. With us. Not great. All around. 40s. I don't know. Actually, she doesn't look horrible. Comparatively, let's just see. About the same. God, we're back to a women's division of 5 people. We might just end up having like a 1990s era of it's gonna be 2 people. It'll be Thunder Lee or Thunder Lee. Who the fuck is Thunder Lee? Where did I get Thunder Rosa and Kimberly? Oh God, they fusion danced in my brain. Oh no. We'll keep her. I think we're gonna keep her around. I like her look a lot. I think she's a heel. I don't know if she can play face, but she might not be a bad face for us. Hire like 3 new girls. Yeah, let's look at the field. Thunder Lee versus Kim Rose. All right, we want a wrestler. We want female, and we want can work in the U.S. 2 higher. Okay, that field is a little too high. I'm gonna say what we want brawling mostly. Let's go at 45 and see what we pull up. That actually didn't do much. Can we go better? Okay. I also actually let's just get the people we want for sure. Like I want someone that is at least a 60 in charisma and maybe 50 in microphone would be nice. And is at least recognizable. That's also a good one. We need to has attribute minimum popularity has to be like 20 for us. Okay. I saw Delilah Doom in there, and I like her a lot, but she's not very well known for us. All right, cheerleader Melissa. She's working elsewhere. I don't know. Huh. When did she get tossed out? That's interesting. Her brawling is not as good as I would expect. But her charisma and microphone work might not be bad. This is definitely a potential. Estimated cost is $400 a show. But that's fine. We want somebody that's decent. And has a lot of pre-packaged popularity. I think this is a great get. I don't see a downside here. Parker's another heel. Look at recent WWE releases. Yeah, I know. I need to do that more. Okay, 400 a show. I'm not even gonna haggle. I think that's fine. It's a handshake, ongoing. Sure. Wait, let's look more. Okay, fair enough. I'll stop. I feel like this is a good option though. Evilise, meh. Jordan Grace is written on Impact, so I don't know how I could hire her, but I guess it's not exclusive. So she also just walked out on Smash. So Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with us. People always shit on TNA for hiring WWE people that just left, but it kind of makes a lot of sense because like you could just pull that popularity right away. Lindsay Snow, I don't know at all. She's working at Ring of Honor and Shine. Um, Average stats all around. It seems like not really excelling at anything. We're hearing Jordan Grace is a potential get. Definitely, though her brawling is again lower than I would expect. Great menace. No, not great menace. Great basics. Horrible charisma and microphone work. Here, Lindsay is pretty cool. Again, kind of middling stats. Molly McCoy, the Chikara Wrestle Factory, potentially good in brawling. She's in CCW, so we could always pull her up. Natalia Markova, a Russian wrestler who works everywhere. Small wrestler. This is a wild swing in the fog of war. We don't know where she is really. But could be very, very good get. Pretty strong everywhere. So here's the thing, though. We don't necessarily know where she lies in here, but we know the minimum is 50, which ain't bad. Damn, her stats are pretty, well, potentially on the higher end here. 13 years of experience. She's not going to develop a lot. Persona says, now hold on. OG says, sign her. I'm holding on, Persona. So we do have the fog of war. So we don't know where in these they will show up. So like in Pure Risu, she could be at 28 or 73 or 54. She's potential though. She definitely has like that. All that blue is pretty promising. Ronda Rousey, nah, great popularity. That doesn't make sense. It's how the fog of war works for it. Ronda is got pretty strong brawling, minimum 62, 80 at the high end. But meh. One, I don't think she would. No, she would show up. So for 3,600, I don't think we have anyone that'd be worth putting her against. Nah. Shazza. Decent popularity all around. Good technical, between 52 to 70. Brawling is fine. I don't know. Respect is poor. Experience, middle. Yeah. Basics looks decent, though. Su Yang from everywhere at one point. Chaz is a bit on the lower side, but you know, is what it is. And this one's interesting in terms of the consistency of the numbers here. I don't. Part of me though, I don't know how to book her really. But we'll go through. Tony Storm's in progress, and NXT UK still available somehow. Do we need brawling as an important stat? Not necessarily, but it's generally the one that seems to be the most common with our other wrestlers. So, you know, our aerial and technical can be important too, but we need to have other people with them. I mean, Tony Storm's pretty solid all around, though she's injured. So, only 55-day injury. I think we'll put her on a short list, but we're not going to hire her right away. Viper. Meh. Brawling's fine, but the rest of her stats are not that great. And again, NXT contracts is kind of weird. We could look at no brawling as primary stats. We could just look at the popularity and the charisma and see what we pull out of this. I mean, we also could just look at just raw popularity, like who is over 30 in popularity. So over 30 in popularity alone is Angelina Love, Ashley Lane, who is Madison Rain. Okay. Let me Sakura. She's only in a handshake deal, which is interesting. Her stats, though, are not actually that great. Gail Kim, meh. Jordan Grace's stats are kind of underwhelming for what you would expect, I think. Chris Statlander, Cole Savoy. Also, again, like very underwhelming stats. Priscilla Kelly, I'll pass anyways. Riho somehow still having a handshake deal. Strong technical, but popular all around. Shanna, Solo Darling. Good flashiness, good psychology, good charisma, microphone work. Kind of weaker on the actual physical stat side. And Yuka Sakazaki, we have good aerial, good flashiness. So there's definitely some potential out there in terms of the raw popularity that's to hire. And then let's just look at who is available completely. Go through the whole entire list. Yeah, I think Molly's a good one to throw up there. I'm just going to start going through real quick and see if anybody pops out that's really interesting. No. Alley Cat's got good stats, but not great here. Actually, Lane. Was Lufisto on the list here? It's available. I actually don't see her on here. Yeah, a lot of people on this list still. Tara. Some interesting luchadors, I don't know. Or luchadoras, I should say. Alley Cat, the CTW. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably bring her up. Kaylee Ray is, again, an NXT, though. I don't really want to hire NXT people because their contract, it doesn't seem right. Their contract shouldn't be like that. I almost just don't want to do it just because out of, I don't know, pride, I guess. Diana Perusa, currently unemployed, and not great stats everywhere. Holodead would team well with Thunder Rosa. Delilah Doom also surprisingly good at the back end of the stats. Potentially good in brawling, but not a lot of respect, not a lot of experience. Potentially really good charisma. Yeah, Diana's stats are way off. I mean, so like on my soapbox, I find that mod makers either go in one of two directions. They vastly overstat female wrestlers, because they, see the trend in women's wrestling as a indicator of their skill, and a lot of them are not actually at the skill set at that their popularity is, because they're just not as trained, or they vastly underperform them because they're just not familiar with females in wrestling, and they just don't really pay attention to the stats. I think it's like it's either or, and it always seems to be way off whenever I look at any mod. So I'm not gonna lie, because I like random wrestlers. I've always liked Delilah Doom. And I don't know if the stats justify it. The popularity definitely doesn't. But man, I kind of want her. She's only 60 a show, though. Call Me Oak says, I throw my support behind hiring Delilah Doom. Anyways, Coheed says, it's the same issue with indie wrestling in general, especially indie wrestling outside the US. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a problem. There was somebody that, like, again, I don't want to go on a tangent, but like, we're all just chilling here. There was somebody on the Fantasy Booker subreddit that had a really cool idea, and they never really went through with it. And I would love to see someone implement it at some point. And the idea is that you'd make a super mod where there would be a person that's dedicated to every promotion and would stat the people that are based in that promotion. The people would be really familiar with those people, and the idea was to have an expert in every area, every region that would check it, and almost make it like a giant group effort. And I think that would be such a cool mod to see, because I find that there's so many areas that you just have dead spots where the mod makers just clearly don't really know the person, and how can you? I mean, how many wrestlers are there? How are you going to know all these people? And it's so much of it is bias driven, right? Like what you see in one person's going to see something and say, yeah, this person's great, and the next person will say, actually, they're absolute garbage. So someone said, Molly, Daria, Tony, Shazza, and Delilah are on a table. I think so. So Persona says, the thing is, I literally know nothing about her. Delilah Doom is kinda, I'm trying to think where she was. She was on the West Coast. I think she was in like Hood Slam for a bit. Her gimmick is that she's like this happy-go-lucky, like 80s throwback, like a Glow-esque character. Kind of like 80s Bailey in a weird way. And so she's definitely like a natural babyface. I would like her. I think even if we have her as a kind of, I don't know, kind of a jobber at first, I think she could be fun. And her stats don't look horrible. Like, she has some potential in areas. Hyperactive aerobics of structure. Yeah, exactly. Like, she's got that 80s of like Valley Girl commercial character to her. Yeah, let's get her. I'm getting her. I don't care. I'm not even looking. I'm not even waiting for you guys to say no. She's like practically nothing. I mean, she's not going to be a great. She's not going to be necessarily a great wrestler for us, but I think she'll be okay for our undercard in the women's division. Yeah, and we might put her. I could see Delilah being a tag partner for Kimberly. They got similar kind of. She's almost, if you think about the Princess Kimberly character in Chikara, it's not a dissimilar character right? Even though like Kimberly in other areas is not like that, um, I could see her tagging with her to fight against thought crimes or something like that. All right, so we're taking her. Um, I'm curious. I don't want her, but I'm curious what Big Swole's stats are. Holodead would be cool. Dasha Shikazo, Christina Von Erie. Yeah, Christina Von Erie doesn't look fantastic. We need valets. I don't know. You know, we're a throwback company in a lot of ways. We probably could use valets, but for the most part, we've not really been doing it. Um, I think. What do you guys feel on Sonya Deville? Avoiding the M section. We can go to the M's if you want. Here, Maddie Max, Maki Ito, everyone's favorite now for some reason. Has no popularity in America though. Look at Maki Ito. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm looking at her. I see a pure Risu skill that's average at best. That is not going to help us. I see a bad brawler. I don't see a lot of Western stats that are that great. Decent charisma, like pretty good. Good microphone work, but she can't speak English, so yeah, she's charismatic. I don't need charismatic though necessarily. I need wrestlers in some capacity for the women's division. Like she could be okay. She could be an interesting valet for a character. But I don't know. What's her injury? 50 days, not a big deal. Immediately on. Mario Bell, we just got rid of. Session Moth Martina. Nah. Melanie Cruz still listed as exclusive handshake with AEW. Mm. Again, Molly McCoy. We have. I think Natalia is a strong get. I don't know what kind of character we would make her. I'm not familiar with her, but we could always build her into something. Leia Hirsch. Um, let's see. Not super popular in Stardom right now. Cohesive plays a sexy Russian chick. She almost sounds like she should be like the leader of Thought Crimes. As like a stable. Though actually she would be the Thought, right? She would be the one that would be attacked. Brandy Lauren. Let's see. I'm not familiar with her either. Decent popularity. Potentially decent technical. Kind of poor brawling. These good basics. Good consistency, good safety. Very good sex appeal. Pretty average charisma and other things. You keep saying that Maki won't help you at all, but you know everyone's just gonna keep asking. Yeah, and I'm probably just gonna keep on ignoring it. Oh, yeah, 4 will make a massive difference. Yeah, I think we need to get Sonya Deville. I think definitely is a good get. She's gonna be the most expensive, but she might be the most talented that we'll have. So that's Delilah. We grabbed Sonya. Diana. I think Diana just needs to be statted right. Her popularity seems wrong in general too, so that seems wildly wrong. Let's go into the database right now while we're talking about her. Let's take a look at her. All right. What are your stats at? So your brawling is 49, your technical is 60, aerial's 36, flashiness 38, charisma's 55, holodead. Holodead, I don't know if I want holodead. I'm not sure. So what do we change here? What fixes Diana Perusa here? I'm not. Her technical is definitely where her strongest skills are. Yeah, 75. I think that's about right. Her pop is definitely bad. I think we're gonna go to maybe like 71. I think her brawling might be a little bit better than 49, but not by much, like 52. Stamina seems fine. Athleticism, power, toughness. Yeah. Basics. Psychology should be higher. I agree. So 55, 60 range. I think we've put probably at the lower 55, maybe 57. Ooh. Experience should be higher too. I'm trying to remember what the experience is. Workers stats, attributes. No, what skills? Oh, why is it so annoying to find anything on this game sometimes when you're trying to figure out what the specifics are of it? Pop should be 30. Yeah. Our microphone needs work. I think her microphone's not far off. Her charisma, honestly, I feel is a little high. But star quality, I might put higher a little bit. Menace, also, I would put a little bit higher too. Pure Risu should go up probably 18, 20, something around that range. Hardcore, I've never seen her do anything hardcore. Does anyone remember what the experience does as a stat? I am trying to remember as a stat what that does. Skill caps, worker popularity, attributes. I don't see the specifics of that. Someone says that the microphone. Oh, microphone is a little low, 39. Let's get like a 45 then. 45 to that each. Below bonuses and time off. Did I just miss it each time? Worker skill. Okay. Experience. Measure of how much ring time you've had, other skills and learn, or more matches a worker wrestles. Quicker it rises. Longer matches lead to quicker. There's a low experience, get a penalty for their in-ring performance, something like the fact. So she should be much higher with experience, right? As if they get gassed. So workers with a very high experience can reduce the penalties they would receive for booking issues, such as if they get gassed or are booked poorly, because they have a benefit of knowing how to deal with it. Benefit of having at least one worker with high experience in matches that something unplanned happens, for example, injury or whatever, they are able to cover it somewhat. She should be like at a 40 or something for experience. Like at least 25 to 33. I'm fine with 33. She's got some experience. Like, she's not completely... I think 33 seems reasonable. Like I said, a 40 would be what I would probably put it at, but I probably overstat people. Respect. Again, in terms of respect, what does it do in the game? Let's see. Respect, starting performing shows. Rise of cooking down. Respect works the opposite way. Is slow to build once the worker established it. Never as much. Respect rarely goes downwards. So I think we're gonna give her a little bit more respect. So I don't see, she took hot shots at WWE. Yeah, I just don't think she's 13 respect. Like maybe like 18 or 20. I think that looks better. That seems fine to me. We also need to look at her popularity. 21 in Great Lakes seems peculiar. Someone says 15. I could go down to 15. Let me... For respect. So popularity. I guess popularity is a tough one, right? Everyone views popularity completely different in terms of where things are. We know where our company is. At the very least, I say that she should be probably about even with Great Lakes across the board. I'm fine with upping it by 10 across the board everywhere. I'm assuming that she's from the Great Lakes, so she has a little bit more of a bump. And I don't hate the idea of just going straight across and saying whatever these are by 10. I think she's not like super well known, but I feel like you would know her if she's on, if you're familiar with her work before. 25 all around. I think this is close enough to copacetic. Though I would actually probably put her a little bit lower here and maybe here, because the Puerto Rico and Hawaii scene are a little bit different. If she was in NXT, like, you would know her for a little bit, so you're gonna have some familiarity. I think that's fine. We don't care that much about Canada, Mexico, and other stuff. And there's arguments that, like, if she was on NXT, she should be having the same probably popularity. We'll go in Britain. She should probably be like maybe like 16, 17. She's not from New Jersey. She's from New Jersey to the Great Lakes, so she should be more popular in the tri-state area, right? We're gonna set Canada, and her Northeast pop should be better. So yeah, if she's so let's swap these. Maybe this is from something that happened in the game during this, but her local popularity in tri-state should be higher. My default also is I tend to put the tri-state region as a little bit higher anyways, just because Philadelphia, New York, New Jersey tend to be hotbeds for wrestling, so those fans are a little bit more knowledgeable than like someone out in Kansas. But don't overstat her pop. Yeah, I think we're fine with it. I just wanted to fix up Britain and Canada a little bit, because it's always weird to me that they don't have a show, if she's on a show that is over on both sides of the pond, that she's not getting the same amount of rub. Mexico is a different brand, is a different beast. Japan, different beast. Europe is different, but Britain, Canada, and America should share pretty similar views on wrestlers, with a penalty for each. At least that's my view. Kansas gang, get out of here. All right. I think she looks good in there. I think she's fine. Perfect. Okay. We'll go into other people as we need to. Midwest is still at a 15. Did I put Midwest at a 15 still? Okay, I'll go back to it. Let's fix it real quick. Oh, you're right. Okay. Back to the roster. Who did we sign so far? Okay, Delilah Doom, Natalia, Daria, or Sonia, and Deanna Perusa, and we were talking about bringing up someone from NXT. So I think that's good. Oh, you Midwest boys over there. All right. Now the decisions come, right? Now it gets a little bit harder. Not incredibly harder, but it's a little bit harder. We're gonna start with wrestlers. Instead of workers, we're not gonna deal with that yet. Molly something. Yeah, she's in our NXT, or she's in our NXT, our CZW, so we can pull her up. Why does this look so small? Do we have something else on here that I'm missing? No. Any wrestler, any wrestler. See, our roster doesn't look that big when we look at it here. Got Jarek 120. I'd argue maybe Jarek might need tweaking, but Josh Woods. So here's the problem with Josh Woods. This is why we can't fire him. Because if I release him, Ricky Morton's going to be upset. And if I fire Ricky Morton, then Robert Gibson's going to be upset. I could send him down. Just send him away to developmental. Fire Ryback. Yeah, I could see it. Should we... Let's talk about Josh Woods first. Should I send him to NWA? He's not cost us much. Maybe he can... Who cares about Ricky and Rob? I don't know. They're some of our road agents. Do we want to get rid of them? Here's this. Do we get rid of all three of them and just toss them? CW Josh Woods. Sendai Girls Josh Woods. So Woods could get developed more by Ricky if he stays on the main roster, and this is true. Let's talk about Josh Woods real quick. What his stats don't look bad. Honestly. His popularity is the issue. For the most part. Send all three to CZW. I'm gonna say this is the option. Because I think Dan's right here. We either send all three to CZW. Well, first of all, actually, I don't think Ricky Morton's gonna go to. Well, he might go on an excursion, but no interest in being an excursion. He would go down to developmental though. Would Robert Gibson? Okay, so the option is to send all three of them to developmental to CCW. or firing them all. I think those are the only two options. We needed them when we needed more road agents, but we don't need them anymore. Because Jeff Jarrett actually is a pretty competent road agent as well. Though he should also be set as a personality. Like you to be potentially a color commentator, and you want to come out for another run? No, okay. I think we need to actually fix him in the stats because he should be a manager, a personality, color, and occasional wrestler. Be more Vince. Let's fire Cork. Let's Cork fire them all. Can we split them up? Send them all down. As heels trying to push. Send them down there and put their road agents down there. I think we're sending them all down. Ricky Morton, you're going to developmental. You need to start building your skills out there. Josh Woods. Josh Woods is a potential to be a monster for us at some point. Let's send him down there. Okay. That gets us... Oh, AR Fox needs to go. Unfortunately. We forgot him. I'd love to keep him. But AR Fox, honestly, would have been probably our next NWA champion if he stayed. Ryback. I have no use for Ryback. Not that useful. I thought his pop... I mean, we kind of... we did what we needed with him. We put people over with him. Fire Pinky George. I don't know, man. I think Pinky George's got to stay. All right, let's fire. I'm fine with firing Ryback. Austin Gunn. Could War Machine finally leave? Yeah, I think War Machine have to leave. Are there any plans for Austin Gunn? He was a jobber for us. I don't really have any actual plans for him. We could send him. Would they take him for excursion? You are not his only employer. I don't know if he would go down to developmental either. We could send him down to developmental. What is the tag team scene like before we get rid of War Machine? We have to look at a tag team scene. That's one of the things we have to look at because I think we need 2 more tag teams. I think we need to make tag teams out of some of our stables. So we need to look at that as well. I'm just going to send Gunn down there for now. Nah, get rid of him. Too late. We got rid of him. We're just gonna send him down. Billy Corgan, Brian Hebner, Chris Brooks is part of our tournament. Colt Cabana is part of our cult stable, but I could also get rid of him. I think I'd rather have him die on screen though. Danhausen, Same situation. I don't think we fire him right now because I think we still have story to tell before we get rid of him and Warhorse. Finley's one of our road agents is fine. Dax is fine. Eddie, we're keeping. Keep housing. Have Pentagon take Cabana out back. I mean, they killed Flip Gordon, right? Gavin Loudspeaker is still one of our color commentators. I would like a better one. But, I mean, he's not horrible. But, I would like to find a better color commentator at some point. Hansen and Rowe, I think we might have to get rid of. So Jarek 120 is part of our Smoking Aces stable, right? I'm fine with getting rid of him, but I think I'd rather have it happen on screen. Keep Hansen. Oh, interesting. As a singles push. Well, yeah, let's look at him here. His stats are really middling, though. Great experience, but very middling. You look at that. It's not great. You can look at commentators now. If there's a better one, we could dump Gavin. Yeah, we could go back to it and take a look at it. Jarek, I think, is not long for this world, but like I said, I want him to get tossed out through a storyline or something. I think Rowe would be a better singles run. Rowe's looking poor either. Again, both of these guys are not statted well. Like, I don't think either of these guys are statted well. Like, I feel like their brawl should be much higher. I think their pure Risu should be much higher. For dudes that were in New Japan for a bit, doing stuff, I feel like... I don't know. I feel like if we kept them, like... One, I don't know if I feel like I'm done creatively with the team. But if we were to keep one, I think we need to change our stats. Because overall, I think their stats both are pretty poor. They're below average. Jason Cade has amazing aerial and flashiness and a lot of basics. I think he just needs more time. Were you ever going creatively with them? Not really. Honestly, like, I thought I was going to have something for him, and nothing ever really came up for him in my head. And they just kind of were there, and I kind of did the WWE thing where I just kind of got a shiny toy and just didn't really know what to do with it, and didn't really have any plans for it. So, Cade's a potential dump, but man, there's a lot of potential here. But he has 8 years of experience. I don't know. Wasn't Cade in a team with Wheeler Yuta? He was. We sent Wheeler down to CZW to develop because his stats were sucking. I kind of am leaning towards sending him down to developmental. I think just sending him away a little bit to develop in CZW would not hurt, and see what they can do. Jason Cade is Peter Parker. I mean, his character is kind of weird, but his aerial's very strong. But we've never been able to really get him in anything that's been fantastic. Though, actually, as I say that, I mean, like, he had a decent match with Ace Austin. He had a really, well, I mean, that doesn't really count. Pentagon just crushed him. Okay, well, maybe not great matches. Some of that with Wheeler. I kind of agree, Call Me Oak. I think, let's send him down to CCW, see what they can do. Bring back the junior title. Yeah, I mean, we could do like a junior weight kind of situation as well. All right. Josephus needs tweaking. Why does his stats look like this? And yet, He does so poorly for us. We're going to keep him around for a while. He's still one of our staples. I think I would like to move his popularity up a little bit. I think I would like to tweak him a little bit, if you guys would indulge me. Joe Galley as one of our announcers is fine. Kevin Von Erich as a manager and road agent is fine. Up his pop, yeah. King Mo is part of the tournament. Connor and Victor, part of the cult. Again, kind of waning in their story. They're kind of there. But again, I'd rather, if we were to get rid of them, I'd rather it dissolve the cult and then get rid of them. Yeah, Josephus's pop makes his stats not matter. I think that's the problem. I think if we move Josephus's stats up, even to like, I'd probably put him at 20 or 22 across the board. Let's look at Josephus real quick. What is his stats at? Can you team up Connor with Bram? You know, we got rid of Bram. I don't know if he's willing to come back, but I think some guys just need to be replaced. Yeah, I mean, some people do. What's your skills at? Brawling's 52 seems right to me. Pure Risu 9 seems right to me. Hardcore seems high, but I don't know. Technical and aerial also seems a little high to me. Flashiness seems right. Psychology, the experience should be a lot higher. Not super high, but like more than that. His respect as well. Bram was kind of killed off. We could always bring him back, but he kind of was murdered. I think Josephus's microphone work might need to be a little bit better, but it's not by much. I think we're about where he should be. His star quality is a little high, actually. I would probably lower that. His menace is probably fine. Maybe a little bit lower. Actually, looking at his stats, I would probably lower some of him to make him more realistic. Like maybe 65. Charisma strong. These are probably fine. Star quality is probably a little bit lower. Why is his experience so low? I have no idea. What do you guys think his experience? I would think something like 30. Colt's first resurrection. That'd be interesting. I'm not 100% sure how I want to end the Colt story for now, but it's definitely coming up to its conclusion, I think, as we move on to other things, and we could always bring it back into a different form. 35, yeah, I think that's right. I think Brawling's fine. Like, I think the rest of his primary skills look okay. His basics might be a little bit higher, but not by much. I think his selling probably a little bit higher too. That seems fine. I think his popularity is very off, though. I think he should start. Yeah, Pentagon could massacre all the cult for falling on his standards. Definitely. I like 20 all around in the America. As a starting point. 18 maybe. Coheed says, why don't they target someone and that person goes on a tear beating everyone before beating Josephus? Maybe we're already doing that with Nick Aldis. 20 seems fine. I think 20 is fine. He should be a little bit higher in Southwest. Just because he was wrestling mostly out of the Hollywood So I think that that would make more sense, and probably a little bit of overflow in the Northeast. And now that he's wrestling over in here, and then, you know what, just to balance that off a little bit, I'm going to bring the rest of these down a little bit. Mid-Atlantic, 20, Great Lakes, let's say 19. Oh, yeah, 290, that looks perfect. I just like to keep it a little bit more nuanced. Yeah, so like, I mean, I'll kind of share some of my ideas, and some of it is that I think it's going to be. I think Pentagon's definitely probably going to turn on the cult at some point and abandon them, and Josephus is going to probably try to gather everybody together. And I think it's definitely going to come down to like Aldous versus Josephus, and I think something will happen where like Josephus's mind will break and he'll turn into a new person, and then whenever we want to refire the cult, it's something will crack back in him. Okay, I think he looks good now. And again, we're never really going to get rid of Josephus, I think. He can leave on his own, but like we're not going to fire him because he is one of those pillars. Nick Aldis is one of our pillars. Tim Storm is one of our pillars. Though Tim Storm, I might want to up his charisma a bit. Call me okay, a new person. Subtle foreshadowing. Huh. Josephus the used car salesman. I don't know if I'm actually going to go with the question mark gimmick. This is our own thing, but Josephus will begin to question who he is. I don't know why you guys keep on saying this, because the question mark is a different person. So I don't know why you guys keep on thinking that somehow he is involved in this. He's a totally different guy. I don't know. It's totally different. All right. Go back to where we got. Where were we? Okay. Jarek 120, we said we're going to get rid of on his own. Jervis Cottonbelly's in a tournament. Josephus be fixed. Connor and Victor we're probably going to keep, but maybe not for long. He left his mark on the world of wrestling. God damn it, guys. Marshall and Ross, I think we keep. Matt Cross. What do we think about Matt Cross? I like Matt Cross a lot, but what's his match history like here? Average. If Jarrett does commentary, I don't know if we're gonna keep Jarrett on commentary or if I mean, he should be available for color, but you know, what's his color? His color actually is not 100%, but we'll take a look at it. Yeah, that's so. He's 122. He doesn't cost a lot. I like Matt Cross, but what does he provide to the company? Right now, not a lot. And that's kind of my issue with him, is that and this is a failure on my part, is that I just don't have anything for him creatively right now. He does feel like a guy, like he's a good hand, he's there. I just don't really have any purpose for him. Now, that doesn't mean we have to get rid of him right now. He could like get phased out by losing to somebody and going over. I don't necessarily think he needs to go away right now. So here's the question. I think everyone's kind of agreed that he doesn't really need to be here. Do we make a story and have him lose and then get rid of him? Or do we just get rid of him now? Could be a gatekeeper. He could be a gatekeeper. But what gate is he keeping? At a certain point, isn't Nick Aldis our gatekeeper at this point? keep and job him out. We got OG says gatekeeper. Make a story, make a story. Okay, we'll keep him. We'll figure out a way. Maybe the kingdom will turn on him or something. We'll figure out something for him. Maybe I just gotta give Matt Cross a chance. Maybe he'll don the mask and become Son of Havoc once more. Yeah, young guy taking his place. There's options there. Tyler Breeze is here. We haven't really done much with him, but he's part of our Smoking Aces. I think we need to put him in a tag team. So, Persona says, I think Starks beating him in the finals was a good send-off. I mean, it kind of was, right? But, I don't know. It's a hard one. We'll keep him for now. Tyler Breeze, Matthias Breeze, as we call him, is a dependable wrestler. Not actually that great stat-wise. But I feel like we should give him a higher charisma. But I think he needs to just be in a tag team for now with one of the other members of Smoking Aces. Yeah, Dan says Breeze and Zicky Dice, and I think that's exactly it. I think we make them a tag team, and they're Smoking Aces tag team. Like, we haven't really established in the teams yet that they should have tag members. Like, obviously we have Ascension, but we don't really have tag representatives for the Kingdom yet, or Smoking Aces. So I think Zicky and Matt make sense, and then Jarek is kind of the odd one out in that, and maybe we just get rid of him at some point. Yeah, everyone seems fine with this. Yeah, I don't want to break up Smoking Aces yet. I think there's potential there. We just haven't really done much with them yet, but I think the time's young. I think they're a long-term team here. All right, let's go to the hard one. It's a real hard one. Jarek and Breeze. I mean, Jarek and Breeze, we could look at Zicky. Zicky's got that good mic work. Here's something. Why is Tyler Breeze only at 30 popularity and Zicky Dice is at 33? Seems a little crazy to me. But let's go back to Miro. Is it a hard one? I don't know. I mean, because here's the thing. We've kind of used what Miro is. He ran his course. He's expensive. He's got great popularity, but I don't think we need him. But I don't think we need to throw him away yet. I think he needs to put someone over on his way out. Bree should have 44 pop all the way around. Honestly, I kind of agree. I'm maybe a little bit lower, so he doesn't go into megastar status in NWA, because I don't think he would be a megastar. Let's table Miro. I don't think we're going to get rid of him tonight anyways. I think we know that he's going to leave, though. You can put Endo over. Pentagon, we're going to keep for now. Pentagon is another one that I don't see him in here forever. We're just kind of... He's going to leave eventually, but that's when the story runs its course. Ricky Starks I want to talk about because his stats are great. We just need to boost up his popularity. I was going to originally say I think maybe his stats need to be fixed, but I don't know. He might actually be exactly where he needs to be. I'm the best says Miro versus Matt Cross. A loser leaves town, ends in a draw. Ricky Stark is probably our future contender, our blue chipper down the line. We just need to build him up. Maybe Ricky Starks goes over Miro. Bro, Royce Isaacs is a member of the Kingdom. I feel like we need better members of the Kingdom. I almost want to hire people to join the Kingdom and be better. Obviously, a part of them are about being sort of this group of misfit losers, not misfit losers, but like just perpetual losers that are trying to unite together because they feel like they've never been given a fair shake. But I feel like I can get rid of them. Ricky Size is still on the roster. I'm being told to wait. Bring up guys from CCW. Yeah, I think that's the fucking move, right? Eddie has the title, right? No, he doesn't. Pillman is still world's heavyweight title. Eddie was cashed in and got screwed over by Jeff Jarrett. Ty Ray is the best member of the Kingdom. That's rough. I don't even think we need to do a storyline for Royce. I think we can just erase him. Tim Storm. Is he color? I think you'd suck at color. Why are you color commentator? I think Tim Storm needs to be like a road agent. Yeah, pull that trigger fast. Fuck Royce Isaacs. Ty Ray, man, is an interesting prospect. Because he's got a lot of potential in technical and aerial. He just hasn't had the popularity yet. And that might be putting him with somebody. Is Pillman Jr. heel? Yeah, he turned heel. Yeah, Storm is a bad road agent. We'll keep Ty-Ray for now. I think even at worst, he's a ready hand. Warhorse. I mean, here's the two options. Right now we have Danhausen. We can either just get rid of Warhorse, or Warhorse and Danhausen can like become NWA champions at some point. I'm more inclined to just get rid of Warhorse. Kyrie to send to CCW. I think that's an option too. Do you guys feel better about getting rid of Ty-Ray or sending him to CCW or keeping him here as a passion project? Fire Warhorse. Yeah, Persona says he thinks he can go, and that's coming from him. That is rough. I mean, we do need more tags, but I just don't see them winning anything. That's the problem. I just don't... And we don't have enough comedy acts. Like, we get... Passion projects are good. Yeah, let's keep Ty right here. I think we can get rid of Warhorse. I just don't think he's needed. I'm seeing OG and Persona. Persona saying Warhorse needs to go is a lot here. That means a lot. Jobber Comedy, Warhausen. I mean, it's just, we don't... Alright. Do we keep them as a jobbing tag team? Because... Here's the thing, their stats aren't that great. I mean, I don't know. I'm seeing one keep. All right, we'll table it for now, let's say. Zachary Wentz is in a tournament, and Zicky Dice we're going to keep. Not the best, but a stable hand, and he's part of our thing. So I'm fine with that. Keep Danhausen but fire Warhorse. I think that'll probably eventually be the thing. I'm going to table the Warhorse situation right now because I could see potential of putting them as a tag team, as someone that needs to be squashed. They could be a tag team together, etc. Eventually, Danhausen and Warhorse will just disappear at some point. When we need someone to go over them pretty harsh, we'll have them go over, get gotten real good. It would hurt my soul to keep Warhorse around just to leave him on the pre-show for pay-per-views. I mean, yeah, we'll table it, is what I'm going to say. Now, let's look here real quick. So Smoking Aces, we got Ace Austin, Breeze as the deputy, Zicky, and then a lackey is Jarek. Jarek's just there to take the pins. So I think Zicky and Matthias need to be a team. So let's look at how our tag division stands after we add this. Now, should we rebuild the kingdom? I think we need to look at the kingdom. And I think we need to look at CZW for that. Now, I think, do we want them to be individuals or a unit? That's really the question here. I'm not sure. As a unit, so that because that would give Zicky the rub, right? If Matthias wins, I guess he should just be called Smoking Aces. And that'll be our tag there. So we got the Colt has the Ascension, Smoking Aces. I think we gotta get rid of War Machine. I think we need to get rid of him completely. Warhausen is not even. So what we really have is we got FTR, we got Smoking Aces, we got the Ascension, and Von Erichs. Close friends. Sleaze and Breeze. Oh, that's actually good. That's better. That's much better. I like Sleaze and Breeze. Close Friends is also really good, but Sleaze and Breeze is really good. All right. The Kingdom needs love. Ricky Starks is the deputy of the Kingdom. And obviously, Matt Cross is a member. Having lost, I think there's a story beat there of getting knocked out of the Kingdom. I think the Kingdom needs to be bigger. And I think what we need to do right now is sign a tag team for them. Because ideally, if we have a mid-card title, if we build a mid-card title at some point, it's Stark. Or if we use that national championship, that would be him. Kingston's going to be our top guy. Matt Cross can kind of go, and Tyray's going to be kind of our lackey. It's sort of a guy who's kind of being built up. So let's look at CZW first. Can we? Does anyone know? Can you look up by tag team? I think Homicide and Hernandez would fit. Yeah, they would. I feel like there's supposed to be a way to look up by a tag team. I just don't quite remember. Go by mail. Maybe Tour CZW. Maybe that's it. Tour company. Well, let's look at who their champions are. I don't know who these guys are. I don't even have pictures. Tag teams. There we are. Okay. Nick Carter and Dave McCall, who were in one of our tournaments at one point. The Rock and Roll Express now. The Wild Boys. I think it might be Rep. You don't want them. Did we have them before? Did they do... I mean... I feel like we had them at one point and they weren't very... The Rep joined the kingdom. Seeing a lot of Rep. Persona, were you resistant to the Rep? What was the issue with the Rep? I mean, his potential for brawling here is very strong. Check the match history. Okay. They got defeated a lot in the pre-show. Young, Dumb, and Broke. Yeah, no, okay. I mean, they were on NWA Power at one point. I think as a tag team. That's who we had pulled in before. They're not great, is sort of the problem here. I would like a tag team that would be a legitimate threat to FTR. As much as I like the idea of bringing someone in from CZW, I don't think these are the guys. I swear there was supposed to be a way to search for tag teams. In real life, they're pretty good. Yeah, I mean... Oh, we were talking about AOP. Man. Any teams at MLW? Let's look. I mean, we just got rid of Richard Holiday and Alexander Hamilton. We had Violences Forever before. They didn't do that well. Go to tag menu and look at worldwide tag teams. Is that... Oh, you are my favorite, Preston. Thank you. Thank you very much. Any worker, exclude hireable employees, neither member. Okay, here we go. Top Flight. All right, let's see who we got here. So do we want to do anything else that we can do in here? Active only. Any worker, any company. I think we're fine with this. Let's just... This is a big list. Oh man, we can never go through all this list. Sign dangerous tracker. Alright, hold on. Let's... This is too much to go through right now. Look at how crazy big this is. I mean, this is a ridiculous... Wait, there's a Shimmer Inner Circle? This is a ridiculously large list. I feel like we almost want to go through by, like, company first or something. Hmm. Or how about, is there any, instead of any, none? Any that are just completely no company. Let's see who's no company right now. Okay, that list is just as ridiculous. Um, I mean, this could be a difficult one to go through. I don't know if this is the best way to do it. We'll be here all night. All right, see ya, Oak. Um, man, I don't. Reno scum. The hell are these guys? Um, they don't look great. Yeah, we might need to sign two people and make a team. Um, the hooligans. What a team here. Their country's big guy. We want someone that's really. We kind of want someone that fits the. They're in for Impact though. The Purge. I mean, the North is what I was thinking, but does the North fit the Kingdom? Does it fit that feeling? Also, can we get them? They're on a handshake. Okay. What match history are looking like? Not horrible. I like the North. Also, like, I just don't think they fit. Even though, like, I don't know. Like, I kind of like the Homicide of Hernandez, to be honest, of anything. I feel like it needs to be like some CZW boys. It needs to be somebody that Eddie Kingston would call to come in and take care of business. What sort of team had issues with Jarrett in the past? Hmm. Yeah, like as an other team, I think the North would be a cool grab. Who was in his Evolve faction? Man, I don't remember. I mean, speaking of which, Fear Factor. Hmm. It's tough, man. Just just a thought. What am I not set for? Oh. Is it Hernandez like 50? Yeah. Has has he ever had a tag partner I'm trying to think. ACH, I could see in the Kingdom. Where is ACH right now? Is he still mad at us for dropping him? No, he's not. He'd be willing. He's not that good though in terms of stats. New Jack. um, I'm get Mox and Sammy Callahan. I mean, Sammy was in. I think he's over in Impact, but he is available now. Mox is definitely exclusive to AEW. Callahan is a pretty good get, pretty expensive. Who would I don't hate Callahan in this group. I also don't hate the fact that I could see Callahan turning on Eddie Kingston later and having a great feud with him. But who would Callahan have as a partner if it's not Moxley? Let's see. With Matt Riot, Chris Dickinson. Matt Riot's not available anymore. Jay White. Probably not. Yeah, Jay White's not going to be available. Man, I don't know. We need a tag for them though. They need a tag. What's What am I spelling wrong? What do I got set wrong? Wrestler US to hire. Is Hernandez not available? Is he on exclusive? Homicide's 43. Hernandez and Ricky Reyes and Homicide. Homicide Sammy Callahan. It's kind of a weird misfit group, but I mean the Kingdom is a misfit group. Sean Hernandez. Yeah, that might be it. No, he must be hired somewhere because I have it set to view. Maybe he's out of the business. Maybe he stopped in our save. Very weird. Well, while we're here, we can look up the Authors of Pain. They have an exclusive contract. How you guys feel about cheating and trying to bring them in? There's no guarantee we can get them, but I feel like WWE ain't using them. I would believe... It looks like they just extended a deal recently in the save in August. Unavailable, unwilling. They're released anyways in real life. Well, aren't they fired in real life? Yeah, it's true. Oh. Here's what we'll do. We will, I can't terminate their contracts, but we'll put it to a day. And we will try to pick them up. No guarantee that they will take it. No guarantee that WWE won't just try to give them money again. And Bo Dallas. Yes, right. Okay. Joe Gacy and Mance Warner. We can look at. I mean, their brawling's good. Sami Callihan and Joe Gacy. Sami Callihan and Joe Gacy make more sense to me. I could bring back the B team. I could. I have a dumber plan for Bo Dallas if I can get him. Guys, let's make a decision here. I like the idea of bringing in somebody a little more hardcore, a little more edge. Do we want Joe Gacy and Mance Warner? Do we want Joe Gacy and Sammy? Do we want Sammy and Homicide? And I want the vote. What do you guys feel? I think both of these guys work. Both teams work out well in any combination. I don't hate this. See, one vote for Sammy. Sammy and Gacy. Sammy and Homicide. Homicide. Sammy and Homicide. No man, NWA. I mean, it would be funny as hell. There's nothing stopping us from bringing him in at some point. Gacy and Homicide really throwing it off. Man. Sammy is guaranteed. So it sounds like it's between Sammy, or it's definitely Sammy no matter what. The question is between Gacy or Homicide. Now, oh, it's tough. All right. Gacy's got a better pop. I think Homicide has better stats. Hardcore is actually not that important because it's not part of our brand, and the crowd goes against it pretty hard. Yeah, Sammy definitely would come in as number 2. But then again, like Ricky Starks is kind of our number 2 right now, but he'd get bumped down. But go with Homicide and Jeremiah Green. How does Gacy have more pop? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. But he's also our CCW World Heavyweight title champion. He was part of NWA in real life as Homicide. So there's advantages here. Joe Gacy's our CCW champion. So he fits the brand because we're like bringing him back up. I mean, here's the question. Do we go with Joe Gacy and Homicide and ignore Sammy? Just get all 3 of them. Who's our team, though? Eddie and Homicide were all Outlaw Inc. That's correct. Man, how much is Gacy? 700. I think if we're talking story-wise, Homicide makes the most sense right now. For sure. Because he's got the connection with Eddie. So, Homicide's a lock. Now, question is, does Homicide team with, like, Tyree? And that's it? Do we bring in Sammy? I mean, Sammy is expensive. I prefer Gacy to Sammy. I mean, I think my only problem with Sammy is there an argument that he would outshine Eddie? And there's a story there. I mean, and Gacy we could just bring up from developmental, basically. We can bring him up from contract. Aren't we putting the outshining role on Ricky, says Daniel. Yeah, but Ricky is way far away from that. Like, the thing is right now is, like, Sammy is there way now. Look at his... So, first of all, popularity 53. Eddie's popularity is 51. So, Eddie is less popular than Sammy. Out of the gate. Like, so I don't think Sammy fits. I don't think Sammy works for us. I think there's a conflict there. I think we could bring him in later. I think there's a story to tell there. But I think that story involves conflict within the kingdom because there would be a power control issue. So we still need someone for Homicide. There's always talk about Mance Warner. He's one half of a different tag team right now, though. It just seems weird. Did we just bring Gacy? I mean, Gacy's got the pop that's gonna be good. I think you should team Homicide up with a young up-and-comer. Yeah, I mean, we could look at CZW. I don't think ACH fits. I don't know, something about the attitude. Yeah, Gacy's also in a tag team too, I think. But Gacy's also currently our champion, our world champion. Tim Storm Jr. we could bring up. He's bring in Monster Mac. Bring in Matt Tremont instead of having... We could bring in Masada. We sent Leo Rush down. At one point, we still have him. Masada, I think, has actually some potential as well, but he's kind of getting up there. Um, hmm. Jimmy Rave. Bring DJ Hyde up, that young up and comer. Yeah, he should be retired. It's weird that he's still there. Um, so here's the issue. Leo Rush fits the personality, right? Is he a tag team with Ty Ray? If so, is that credible of a? We need a tag team that would credibly be able to take on FTR. I mean, Masada is interesting too, but also like again, kind of about what. Yeah, I mean, they were all. They all have some connection together. But I think we were talking about how we don't want Gacy, right? Wasn't the general consensus that Gacy we didn't want to bring in? I mean, we can make it a trio, but I don't know if you can actually make a. Well, you could make a trio work in it. So, what would the trio be then? Like Gacy, Rush, and Homicide? I think Gacy has potential. I think Gacy is wasting away in CZW here. Does Homicide and Rush work as a team together? So, I don't know. I'm having trouble here. I'm having trouble justifying some of these calls. I don't see Ty-Ray, Leo, and Homicide together as a tag team making much sense. Just because I feel like I don't know. I don't think Ty-Ray gets to be in the tag. And then the other question is that where does that leave? Where does that leave Ricky? Is he our enforcer? It doesn't really feel like he should be. Seeing more feelings that Gacy should be being down and being brought up as a CZW invasion later. It's possible. Ricky and Homicide. Rocky Romero. Nah, I don't think Rocky works well with him. I kind of like Masada, but Masada's old as shit. And that's... He was an NWA Wildside. There's a part of me that even though he's actually the GCW World Champion as well right now, I feel like there's something about maybe Masada in a tag with Homicide that could be interesting. I don't know. I'm having real trouble here fitting them in. Homicide and Rush. I mean, Rush has got the attitude. I think I could credibly believe Rush having the skills to outmaneuver FTR potentially. We can make more than one team. Yeah, I mean, the Kingdom doesn't have to be like 5 guys. It could be bigger. I think as Leo. I think we pull Leo in. His brawling sucks, but his other skills are pretty solid. I can kind of see Homicide and Rush doing something. And Rush has that chip on his shoulder that really relates to the sort of the Kingdom appeal of this idea of these people that feel like they've not been given their opportunity, that are better than what people think they are. I also could see a good conflict between him and Ricky Starks trying to fight for sort of the junior, sort of the younger mentorship issue. I think that's our 2. I think that fills. I think that gets us where Kingdom is. Kingdom can become bigger. I think Kingdom can honestly become a very large stable because it's so all-encompassing. Where does Ty-Ray stand in all that? That's the problem, Daniel. I don't think Ty-Ray stands very far in the Kingdom. I just don't see him. I see him as the guy that eats the pin at this point. Yeah, like it could totally be like an NWO thing. Like it just starts to become all-encompassing, where it just builds the people. It becomes a symbol of defiance against the creative team, almost. I don't know. Right now, there's nothing stopping because of the way it's set up. There's really nothing that like Ty-Ray can be part of it, and yeah, like he could be the bag boy. Like he doesn't need to be a hard like he's the guy. Like he should probably be, if anything, he should probably be like the fodder. At this point, Matt Cross is probably going to get knocked out of it, so that'll leave Homicide and Leo. I would think Homicide would probably take the deputy role on it, but Preston says maybe Eddie assigns Homicide to look after Leo in order to make sure he reaches his full potential and drives Homicide's jealousy out of him. Yeah, I mean, there's potential storylines that we can build inside the Kingdom as we build it up. I think there's a lot of different options where we can go. I think that fits it nicely. I think that gives us where we need to be. Okay, so before we're running way late on time, we wanted to look at some people's skills as well. Doesn't need another stable to counter the Kingdom, which forces it to get bigger. Yeah, and that'll come. I think we'll have to decide what that is at some point, because the cult will probably fizzle out soon. Do you think Pillman needs a big guy, not because he needs it, but because Jeff wants him to have his back for the kingdom? I mean, it really it's going to depend on what the relationship between Jarrett and Pillman is, and that how that story evolves is going to depend on it. Just because Pillman kind of accepted the cheap win doesn't mean that he helped instigate it, nor does it mean Jarrett's looking to build something. So that that will kind of be coming into play later of like what Jarrett's plan is and what Pillman's plan is going to decide. Pillman's definitely taken a darker turn as sort of maybe the ego started to like seep in, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's looking like to build an army to fight the kingdom, or to take control. Like that'd be a Nick Aldis play. So there's potentials. We have to kind of figure out where they fit in, though. We want to edit 2 people. I believe it was Allison K and Thunder Rosa. Gone West for color commentary or manager. Yeah, we can take a look. Let's get this out of the way first. Okay, Allison K. Where's she at in this situation? I'm not familiar with her, so if someone that is familiar with her, tell me where her stats are wrong. If anybody is familiar, I really don't know her at all. I think I saw one match with her and I didn't like her, so I don't really have much in terms of an understanding of where her skill set is. This is Allison K. This is one of our former NWA champion. I really don't know much about her. Someone had said they wanted to up her skill set. I don't really see much here that's a problem. This is probably about where I would put her from what I've seen, but... Sienna. Yeah, I wasn't watching Impact at that time. Her popularity? Popularity's fine. I don't see much of an issue here in her stats. Personally. I think she's probably just not that good. Yeah, I don't see anything like 51 for brawling. Maybe Pure Reese is a little high. Technical seems fine. Charisma, microphone. Her sex appeal might be a little low, but star quality is probably a little high, to be honest. I think we're fine here. So let's look at Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa is, I think, where there might be some problems. Okay. Thunder Rosa. First of all, popularity. Looks about right. I don't think that seems wrong to me at all. Okay. This seems poor. I would put her brawling at maybe a 46, maybe up by 10, maybe a little bit higher. She's definitely more of a technical wrestler. Her psychology is probably about right. I think her menace needs to go up. I think her star quality has to go skyrocketing. And I think her microphone work probably needs to go up, as well as her charisma. So if you guys got specifics on how you think this should go, throw them out at me, and I'll take them under consideration. Pure Risa should be way higher. So, did she ever really wrestle in Japan? I mean, she's a stiffer wrestler, but not by that much. I know she was like horse shit in Lucha Underground when she started out. So I'm guessing this is probably based on that. Where, Charles, where would you put her in Pure Risa? Maybe like 30, 28. I'm gonna up her hardcore right now. She was teacher and champion. Okay, so 25 says Mac. I'm gonna give her a little bit of a bump, and let's say 27 for now. I think that's not a bad. Okay, I didn't realize that. Her technical, I feel like, could go up higher. I think her brawling can go higher from 35. I think maybe like 48. Upper 30s. Let's say 31. I think her charisma needs to go up. I think her microphone needs to go up immensely. Probably to about 65. And her star quality should be like 75. Stamina seems fine. Athleticism, power, toughness. Up her menace too. How is this looking? Anything that's glaringly bad here that we feel is not representative of her? Her respect, probably right. Experience is probably right. I think that looks good to me. I don't know. Like maybe I upped her brawling a little too much or her technical a little too much. Maybe I'll go down on technical a little bit. But everything else seems fine to me. Oh. Like she's charismatic. She's not a good actress. Like, she's not good acting, but she's decent on the microphone. She's got natural charisma. I think she's got a massive star quality. She has that look that you're like, wow. Yeah, I think this is fine. In terms of popularity, looks fine. All right. I think our Mexico should be a little bit higher. Popularity. Maybe to like 20. Maybe 18. Actually, closer to Canada's. Okay. I think that looks fine to me. So I think that was the only other person that looked wildly inaccurate. So I think that probably solves that. I think like we could look at Kimberly real quick, I think as well, but honestly, I don't think she's that far off. I just know I'm a mark for her, but Zack Saber, Zack Saber and Taichi are both exclusive to New Japan. We couldn't get them if we wanted to. Zack Saber might not actually be, but Taichi definitely, I believe, is. We want to boost Ricky Starks. Yes, we do. I think we do want to boost Ricky Starks. Let's look at Kimberly here real quick, and then we'll look at Ricky Starks, and I think then we're going to sign off around 2 o'clock. Be upper popularity in the Southeast for Thunder Rosa. Though she didn't have a AEW run in our save, so at this point she doesn't necessarily have that. But we might up her for having been in the NWA for us. Brawling, her pure Risu's higher. Not by much, but maybe like 20. Technical also seems about right. Yeah. I don't see anything out as an outlier here that's aggressively wrong. I think she looks fine. Popularity seems fine. I think she's where she needs to be. Ricky Starks, though, is a different question. Now, I had the unpopular opinion that Ricky Starks is overrated right now in the internet wrestling community. So, we'll look at what we have here. First of all, popularity seems fine. See where his skill set is. His microphone work needs to be changed here a lot. First of all, star quality needs to be boosted up. Person goes, whoa. I don't know whether that was looking at the stats or my hot take that Ricky Starks is overrated. Menace is fine. Sex appeal probably should go up a little bit. Acting should go up a little bit. Charisma needs to go up probably pretty high. Probably the best attribute of Ricky Starks needs to be his charisma. His hardcore should be higher. We'll go back to that. I think his mic work is probably close to a 60. Maybe a 6, maybe 59. He's dollar store rock. I think first, I mean, like it's hard because two things. One, obviously, he's very early in his career, but two, like The Rock had a very defined characteristic, and I feel like Ricky Starks doesn't really have that yet. He has a lot of potential, and he definitely has like that it vibe to him where he just feels like he's going to be important. But he hasn't really defined a characteristic about him that feels solid to me. His microphone work should be at least 50. Yeah, I mean, I think 60 is perfect for him. Hardcore, what are we thinking of hardcore? Maybe like 28? In terms of technical, I think technical and brawling, I feel like he's about right. I've never seen anything very interesting about his skill set in the ring. He's fine. Like, I don't think there's anything that's like stands out in terms of that skill. Like, I think it's really his performance skills that go through. Athleticism, stamina, power. His color should be about similar probably to his ability. I would say probably like 43. I think he's pretty flashy. We can up it to like 62. I feel like this needs to be reversed. I feel like aerial should be 57 and technical should be 41. I mean, he's kind of an all-arounder. So here's what I'm thinking. Slight increase to brawling. Maybe 57. I think hardcore is probably fine. I think aerial goes up a little bit. I think technical can go down a little bit. There. Can we look at Austin Theory? We could. I don't think I've seen Starks jump off the top rope. I'm trying to think. Yeah. Maybe not. I just don't think he has that much technical ability, though. Well, I'll kind of reverse it a little bit. I mean, I think he's a good all-arounder. So I think upping his brawling a little bit. Like, if this was the charisma, is definitely... I almost kind of want to... just a little bit more even for his charisma. More than his microphone work. But, like, his charisma definitely, I feel like, shines through. I think that's right. I think that's where he needs to be. We're talking about Austin Theory. No, we can't look at Austin Theory. Okay, there we go. That's why. Dan says, Durger really said he was overrated and boosted his stats this much. Okay, so here's the problem. He was very underrated in our game. He's very overrated in popular culture, but I don't think I actually raised him that much. If people were to rate, if I were to rate him the way people act like he is, he'd be at a 90 in charisma, a 88 in microphone work, a 74 in technical, star power at 99. Like, people are acting like he's literally the next Rock, and I just don't see it. I don't see the psychology. I don't see the technical aptitude. Like, he is. I kept him at about average, slightly above average for physical skills, and his strength is in his microphone work. So that's where we put it. I think he's entertaining as a speaker. I think he's average as a wrestler, and I kept him at that for the most part. I think we should watch a Ricky Starks match and then come back to it. Yeah, I'm trying not to go to sleep. Austin Theory, he's got some good skills, but he's kind of, in WWE right now. So I ain't gonna... He's also kind of injured, so I don't think we're going to be taking him right now. Check recent releases. We can do that before we go. Don West. This Don West for commentary? Nope. Does not appear to be in the save. Let us look at... not diary. News? Jeff Jarrett, Sheamus, Jeff Hardy, Lady DeVille, Kane, Tyler Breeze, Natalia. Pretty much the people that we've had at some point in our company. We could check AEW as well, but they've been expanding, so I don't think they're really probably dropped many people. Loan, and a loan. You check New Japan, but again, I don't think there's really anybody. Party go to AEW? I don't think so. Toriano's gone and available. So the true ace can go. We're not hiring for NWA. I don't care. I know. But no. I'm not even looking at the screen. I don't care. We're not hiring him. And then loans here. So not David Boy Jr. Let's see where they went up to. Davey, right? MLW right now. It's gettable, but honestly, I don't know. I don't know if he's got a place right now. I would hate to hire him just to not really use him. Dano joins a cult. And Jeff Hardy is currently unemployed. I mean, a good random get for sure, especially if you want to do some kind of, aerial focused thing. I don't see him, if we hired him, having him be around for long. Maybe for like a pay-per-view, but totally somebody that we can shortlist and think about. But not as a permanent signing. I don't think he fits in with the NWA culture. AEW's just gonna steal him. Yeah, I mean, we would hire him for like a show or something, like do a special or something like that. Jeff Cobb has got stuff everywhere. We're not gonna worry about. But yeah, I mean, I think so. We got a lot of firing down, but there wasn't that much. I mean, we're running not too lean. I still kind of want to get rid of Gavin Loudspeaker, but what's his skill for color? Color 64, and Joe Galley is at a 69. So, I mean, they're not far off. I'd also actually like to hire a backstage personality to do interviews. Would be nice. Like if I could get Joe Galley actually off the commentary, he would be a good candidate for that. But so we would want somebody over the 64, I think, to kind of work that out. So a role would be broadcaster of some sort with 65 that, 60 in charisma, like 50 in that, and then announcing would need to be 65 or higher. Can work in US. Get Renee for that. I mean, not a horrible. Excalibur is only an AEW as a. I mean, we could rehire Jim Cornette, but Matt Striker's on Impact. Mike Tenay is currently unemployed. No, not actually a lot of options that fit. Honestly, if anybody, Jim Cornette fits, but nah, I'm good. I think we fired him one time. We don't need to have him again. You can be NWA Junior where he just complains about everything. Yeah, that would be his thing, but I mean, I think we're fine with where we're at in the commentary. It's not a hindrance or anything like that. It just would be nice to have somebody that fits the aesthetic a little bit more than him, but it's not a big deal. Ultramantis Black is truly the most NWA stan, and it's definitely true. All right, it is late. We've been on this for a while. We've done some good work. I think it's time that we wrap this up. I think we did everything we really needed to do. So, uh, yeah, I think we're in a good moment. We went down to 37 wrestlers overall. It's not too bad. So thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for hanging out for like 4 hours while we did this. It was crazy. But I think we're in a good spot. So thank you guys, and get ready. There'll be a new episode of NWA probably Thursday, I'm gonna say. And expect a version of this save up on a Discord probably like tomorrow. And obviously in the comments, probably pinned on that next episode. So thank you guys. We'll do this again at some point. The next time we got to do some big hiring and firing. I'll see ya.